My name is Nova Bright, and I make wedding dresses that don't just fit bodies, they fit stories. Dallas is my canvas. Heat on the pavement, neon buzzing in deep elm. Morning light skipping off the Trinity River as if it's late to a meeting. I'm 28. 5 years into my little miracle. A studio above a coffee shop on Bishop Avenue that smells like espresso and silk steam. People say my name sounds made up. It is. I chose Nova because it means new star. Bright, because that's who I promised I'd be after everything went dark. Anyway, on the day this starts, I'm pinning a sleeve on a mannequin and humming along to a playlist called Meticulous. It's all soft beats and confidence. The gown is for Hazel Quinn, yes, that Hazel. 2 million TikTok followers, known for casual chaos and hair clips the size of optimism. Hazel came to me because she didn't want a dress everyone else has. She wanted her grandmother's 1,979 lace, but modern. She wanted a neckline like a falling thought. She wanted petals stitched inside the lining that no one would see but her. We built it together. For 3 months. We cried over it once. It happens. Nova, does the sleeve feel like a cloud or a hug? She asks, standing on the pedestal in bare feet. Do you want a cloud you can lean on? I answer. She grins. You always understand the assignment. That night, I leave the studio with Hazel's muslin mock-up zipped into a garment bag and the real bodice locked in my fireproof cabinet. I double-check the windows. My system is ritual, and rituals are how you love your work. The next morning, my phone won't stop vibrating. DMs, mentions, a text from my assistant, Kayla. Oh my God, Nova, do not look at Ivory Hour's feed without coffee. Of course I look. Ivory Hour is a boutique in Uptown. White marble floors, lavender uniformed stylists, champagne for brides who can pronounce couture. The owner, Savannah Vale, came to my studio last spring and pretended to be charmed by authentic artisanship. She touched every bolt of fabric in slow motion. She didn't blink when she said, "We should collaborate." I told her we could talk. I didn't say yes. Now her latest grid post is a carousel. Slide 1. A model on a rooftop in a dress that looks suspiciously like a falling thought. Slide 2. Lace that looks exactly like Hazel's grandmother's, down to the broken tulip motif at the scallop. Slide 3. Caption. Introducing the Bloomfall, an Ivory Hour original. Exclusive pre-order starts today. My chest hollows out. This is where I wish I could tell you I breathed and thought logically. I didn't. I sat on my studio floor with a spool of thread in both fists, while my mind pressed repeat. No, no, no. Kayla barges in 5 minutes later, panting, bangs stuck to her forehead. It's your design. I nod. It's Hazel's design. We both know what that means, and also, what it doesn't mean. Hazel's custom sketches are mine, legally. The design is mine, the lace is hers. Still, I hear my grandmother in my head. If it looks like your name and walks like your name. Kayla thrusts her phone at me. Look at the video. Savannah is in the frame, all gloss and honey. We're beyond thrilled to present a gown inspired by classic Southern romance. She winks. We named it Bloomfall because when brides walk down the aisle, blossoms might as well fall from the sky. She turns, and the camera catches the back. My back. 3 petal darts at the shoulder blades that I invented because Hazel wanted to feel like she could fly without a cape. Hand-finished micro-pearls that trace an invisible shape, the exact secret pattern I developed to make a spine look like a ribbon. No one could accidentally arrive there. Hazel calls. Her voice is a whisper, which for Hazel is serious. Nova, did you see? I'm seeing, I say. I hear her swallow. I sent them nothing, I swear. I only posted the silhouette in a robe. She had posted a silhouette against a window. It went viral in 30 minutes. Of course it did. The internet can reverse engineer a heartbeat. I know you didn't, I say. We were careful. Silence. Then, what do we do? The question sits between us, like a button waiting to be sewn. I end the call and stare at my drafting table. My sketches for Hazel's dress are right there, traced in pencil, Annotated with the code, only I use little constellations and arrows that mean things no one else knows. Except, 2 weeks ago, Savannah sent a bouquet and a note. Can we talk Bloomfall? I never answered. Partly because I didn't trust her. Mostly because my gut has been a good bouncer. Now, I open my email. There's a thread with the subject line, collaboration opportunity urgent, and a follow-up. Checking back. And then, this morning, final try before launch. Attached to that last one is a lookbook. My stomach flips. I click. There's my neckline, my darts. My delicate leaf applique pattern with the double stitch that stops exactly 3 millimeters from the edge because I like a little breath. The file metadata says it was created a month ago, which means they've had this. Kayla leans over my shoulder. We need receipts, she says, voice trembling. Every version, every timestamp, all your pattern pieces. She's right. I'm a romantic, yes, but I'm also a seamstress with a lawyer brother. I open my cloud folder and start gathering. Photos of Hazel's first fitting. The video where I explain the petal darts to her. The fabric order with a date, and a weird chain of custody note, because Hazel's grandmother's lace lived in my safe. We print everything. We lay it out on the cutting table like we're preparing for surgery. Kayla whispers. How did they get the lace pattern? I run my fingers along a scallop in one photo. The silhouette was enough for a knockoff. But the lace placement? The back darts? Someone had eyes in this room. We both look at the window, and then at the air vent. It's ridiculous to suspect cameras, but weirder things have happened in my industry. I've heard stories, patterns lifted, interns bribed, gowns swapped on editorial shoots. It feels sticky in the studio, like Betrayal has humidity. The bell downstairs rings. Kayla checks the front. She comes back holding a thin package. No return address, just my name, printed like a secret. I open it and slide out a garment tag with a barcode and a tiny ivory ribbon. The tag says, Bloomfall $2,499. Someone has drawn a smiley face on the back. Kayla breathes. What the actual? My hands shake. I tuck the tag into a baggie, like it's evidence at a crime scene. Adrenaline makes everything loud. My heartbeat, the refrigerator, the street below. Hazel texts a screenshot of her DMs. Some account with 300K followers tagged her in a story from Ivory Hour. The caption: saw Hazel Quinn's silhouette and knew we had to deliver the look for our brides. They are admitting it. They're also spinning it. Hazel calls again, crying now. People think I sold them the idea. You didn't, I say. I'll fix it. Another ping, an email. From Savannah. Subject: friendly heads up. My stomach drops the way you only drop when someone is about to gaslight your entire career. I open it. Hi Nova. We noticed a few of your fans getting upset in your comments, and we just wanted to extend an olive branch. Bloomfall is an homage to a classic silhouette, and any similarities are purely coincidental. We'd love to have you do a pop-in at our Saturday launch party to clear up any confusion and maybe even show some of your work. A pop-in? At their launch for a dress they stole? I can smell the Prosecco already, too sweet and cold and sticky. Kayla's eyes go nuclear. They're inviting you to perform at your own theft. I imagine Savannah at her podium, thanking independent designers, in a voice that pats you on the head while pulling the rug out with her foot. The thing about me is, I don't do rugs, I do floors. I close the email. For a long minute, I stand in the middle of my studio. I can see the whole journey of my life in every pair of scissors, every spool, every seam ripper that will outlast the apocalypse. My mom taught me to sew on a brother machine in a kitchen that didn't have a dishwasher. She told me, we deserve pretty things we can fix. I went to fashion school on scholarships and fear. I learned that some people build and some people borrow. I promised myself I'd be a builder. My hands stop shaking. Kay, I say, voice low. Get me the list. What list? Every bride we've dressed who has a platform. Every influencer who's begged for a sample and who has an actual heart. Anyone who's ever cried in this room and meant it. She starts typing. Okay. We're hosting our own event, I say. Same day, same time. Across the street if we have to. Pop up, but make it courtroom. Dresses on mannequins with QR codes. Receipts printed 10 feet high. Hazel, center stage. Kayla looks up, a grin tugging at her lip. With Prosecco? With ginger beer and a spine? I say. Another ping interrupts me, not an email. A calendar notification from an account I don't recognize has been added to my Google Calendar. Bloomfall launch Saturday, 12 p.m. Ivory Hour Boutique. And then, a second later, a new email, subject, cease and desist. From a law firm I've heard of. Open. Dear Miss Bright, it has come to our attention that you are spreading false and defamatory statements regarding our client, Ivory Hour, and their original design, Bloomfall. Any public claim made by you or your associates suggesting copying or theft will result in immediate legal action. My face goes cold. Kayla reads over my shoulder and swears. Someone is pressing. Hard. They're trying to scare the fight out of me. It's almost funny, because fear is where I do my best work. I take a breath and imagine Hazel on her wedding day, the petal darts cupping her shoulder blades like hands that promise to never let go. I open a new document titled, The Pop-Up. Bullet points appear as fast as stitches. Venue. The warehouse next to the old mural in Deep Ellum. Cheap, huge, central. Hook. Behind the seams, the making of a gown. Proof on display. Allies. Hazel. A photographer I trust. A contract attorney on speed dial. Influencer brides who know what their platforms are for. Receipts. Time-stamped sketches. Pattern pieces. Fabric orders. Fitting videos. The bar-coded tag in a clear frame. Like a bug in amber. I look up at Kayla. We're not asking permission, I say. We're telling the story. The studio door creaks. We both turn. A silhouette stands in the doorway, half in shadow. One hand clutching a tote bag I recognize from Ivory Hour's last spring event. She steps into the light. Hi, she says, voice shaky. I think I interned for the wrong person. She lifts the tote. Inside is a binder. Silver rings, tabs, a flash of my darts on a photocopy. My heart slams once, then steadies. Close the door, I say, and tell me everything. The intern closes it, and outside, as if on cue, the sky over Dallas darkens like a curtain about to rise. She says her name is Mia. She stands there, ankle deep in bravery, clutching the Ivory Hour tote like a flotation device. Kayla locks the door behind her. I motion to the table. Sit. Water? Tea? Something with sugar? Sugar, she says. Do you have Dr. Pepper? Kayla sprints downstairs to the coffee shop like a track meet just broke out. I pull the binder from the tote. Silver rings. Tabs. A glossy cover with Ivory Hour letterhead and a title in friendly legal font. Competitive Research. Nova Bright. My name looks like a crime scene. I flip to the first tab. Printouts of my Instagram. Screenshots of Hazel's silhouette against the window. Zoomed in crops so aggressive you can see pixels crunch. Mia wrings her hands. They call it research. Savannah calls it trend forensics. She says everyone does it. Everyone doesn't, I say. She told me to follow you on my personal account, Mia continues, words tripping. Then she added an alt account to your close friends. I blink. I don't add people I don't know to close friends. She bought a list, Mia says, from a social media strategist. It mapped who your friends tag. She guessed your burner and got lucky. I'm sorry. Mia says in it, anger rises hot and fast, then stabilizes into something sharper. I turn a page. Photos I don't recognize. Overhead shots of my drafting table. The petal darts in progress. A sticky note that says, 3mm breath in my handwriting. How, the word scrapes my throat. Mia swallows. Savannah hired a freelance photographer for a Dallas Creatives piece last month. She paid double for the raws. He didn't blur the sensitive stuff. I remember him. Soft smile, quiet. He'd asked permission. I'd said yes, Because artists should help artists. I squeeze the edge of the binder. Mia flips to another tab labeled Sourcing. Inside, emails with my lace supplier's watermark. A request for archival 1979 tulip scallop, dated the same week Hazel and I cried over the lace. She didn't get Hazel's lace, Mia says quickly. She replicated the motif. We 3D rendered it off your photos and sent it to a machine embroidery place in Shenzhen. It's not the same. It's not the same, but it's close enough to fool a bride with a 13-minute appointment and a salesgirl whispering champagne. Kayla returns with 2 cold cans. Mia takes one like it might forgive her. Why are you here? I ask. Mia looks at the floor. Because the C&D they sent you? I typed it. And because Savannah scheduled a content moment at the launch where she's going to surprise reveal a screenshot that makes it look like you agreed to consult on Bloomfall. My scalp tingles. What screenshot? Drafted in Canva, Mia says, mortified. She had me mock up an email thread with your handle. It's going to be on the TVs. I force my jaw to unclench. Okay, I say. Then we don't show up to her party. We throw our own. Kayla slides onto the stool beside Mia, eyes bright. Behind the seams. QR codes. Receipts 10 feet high. Mia's head snaps up. If you do that, she'll come for you. Hard. She already did, I say. Now we come back. I call my brother, Caleb. He's a contracts attorney with a soul he keeps in a reusable tote. He picks up on the second ring, breathless. I just got your email. You saw the C&D? And the fake calendar invite. Cute. Paper rustles. We'll draft a response. We'll use words like spoliation and tortious interference because Savannah's lawyer loves Latin cosplay. But Nova, don't post anything yet. I'm not posting, I say. I'm hosting. A pause. Okay. Where and when? Saturday, noon, Deep Ellum. That gives me 48 hours to build a spine taller than Savannah's heels. He exhales. Do you have a venue? I don't. I hang up and call Theo, a photographer who once turned a warehouse into a moon. The brick box on Crowdis, he says. Booked for a DJ pop-up. Can we share? Nope. They paid for exclusivity. Of course they did. The lot next door? Theo offers. Empty. Ugly. You'd need a tent and permits. Permits, I mutter. The word tastes like paperwork. Or, Theo says, voice turning mischievous. Lacey's gallery. She owes you for that rush hem you did when her zipper betrayed her on opening night. Lacey picks up on the first ring and squeals before hello. The answer is yes. You don't even know the question. If it's you, it's yes. Saturday, noon. I need space for 6 mannequins, a projector, and a small army of hurt feelings. She laughs. Done. I'll clear the sculpture garden for overflow. Kayla starts a list on the whiteboard. Venue. Lacey's. Under it, bullet points multiply like ivy. Allies, I say. We need them loud. Hazel is first. She answers with puffy eyes and unbreakable spirit. Say when. Saturday, you'll be centered. I've never wanted to be in the center of anything more, she says, voice steadying. Nova, my fiancé is worried we're making it bigger. What's his name again? I ask, half distracted. Evan. Right. Evan, who sells software to people who say synergy without blinking. If he's the right partner, I say gently, he'll want you to stand by your integrity. Hazel sighs. He's learning. We'll give him a masterclass. Next, I text Priya Patel, a food blogger with 1 million followers and a spine made of saffron. Need you at a justice pop-up. Dress code. Truth. She replies with 20 knife emojis and 1 heart. Then Bex Moreno, a podcaster who specializes in calling a spade a shovel. Got a story that needs a mic. She replies. Say less. Dr. Lena Ortiz, the TikTok dentist, who wore my satin jumpsuit to her residency graduation. Bring your smile and your followers. She sends a selfie with a thumbs up and a patient bib. By noon, my phone is a busy city. Kayla builds a spreadsheet that looks like a tactical plan. Mia chews her lip. Savannah's going to try to flip this. She's already filming a How Designers Inspire Each Other reel. I grab a marker. Then we control the narrative. Behind the seams, how a dress is born. We show process, sketch to pattern to muslin to final. We show timestamps and fabric orders. We show Hazel's grandmother's lace under glass like a crown jewel. Mia flinches. Savannah will say it's all coincidence. I smile without humor. Coincidence doesn't stitch petal darts that match my pattern card. Also, she adds, voice small, she's planning a surprise guest at the launch, a bride. Who? Someone from Love at First Flight, reality TV, big following. She's wearing Bloomfall for a fake first look with cameras. Kayla groans. Of course, she's staging a wedding inside a theft. A chime. New email. From my breath stops Hazel's PR rep. Subject: urgent brand conflict. I open it. Polite corporate fear. Hazel is under contract with Ivory Hour's parent company for a 3-post reel series later this year. Speaking negatively about the brand could jeopardize existing relationships. Did you know about this? I ask Hazel on the phone. I signed it 2 years ago, she says, torn. Before I met you, it's complicated. It always is. Okay, I say, thinking fast. You don't have to say a word. You just have to stand in your dress. Let the receipts speak. She exhales. Okay. I call Caleb again. We need language that protects Hazel. Drafting, he says. Also, fun update. Ivory Hour filed for a temporary restraining order. They're asking a judge to stop you from hosting defamatory events. Hearing is at 8 a.m. Saturday. My pulse spikes. Can they do that? They can try. I'll meet you at the courthouse at 7:30. We hang up. Everything accelerates. I order foam boards and acrylic stands. Kayla schedules a courier to pick up enlargements. Mia helps me comb through the binder for timelines. She pauses at a page marked Messaging. There's a talking points list for Savannah. We are inspired by the same runway trends as everyone else. We support indie designers. Bloomfall is not unique to Nova Bright. We invited Nova to celebrate with us. That last one tastes like poison wrapped in a lollipop. By evening, my studio looks like a war room. Mannequins line up like quiet soldiers. Hazel's bodice glows under the track lights, all promise and patience. Kayla cues up the projector. Videos of fittings flicker onto the wall. Hazel laughing, me pinching a dart into a petal, the camera catching the moment art turns into math. Mia stands by the window, staring out at Bishop Avenue like she's waiting to wake up. You can back out, I tell her softly. I'll blur your face, I'll call you a source. You never have to be in the splash. She squares her shoulders. I did this, she says. I helped them. I want to help you more. Then call anyone else inside who isn't rotten, I say. Give them a way out. She nods and starts texting. At midnight, my mother calls from Lubbock, voice full of bedtime and worry. I saw a thing on Facebook. It's okay, I lie. It's just fashion. She pauses. You always said dresses are how women fight without bruises. I smile into the phone. I did? You were 12, she says, amused. Yellow thread stuck to your sleeve. You made me a skirt that didn't itch. We hang up and I sit on the floor, back against the safe that holds Hazel's lace. My body hums with caffeine and dread and clarity. I think about Savannah's smile, that glossy blade, about how many novas she's probably filed under inspiration before me. I am tired of being a folder in someone else's cabinet. Morning comes like a seam ripper through fog. We load the van. Lacey's gallery smells like white paint and good intentions. We arrange the mannequins. We tape down cables. We test the QR codes to a private site with everything archived. Dates, drafts, patterns, invoices. Kayla names it Truth. Nova Bright. Studio. And I laugh. Because sometimes, the on-the-nose route is the only road home. At noon Friday, I get a DM from an unknown account. Careful star. Some lights burn out. A black heart. Cute. At 3, Priya arrives with samosas because justice needs carbs. Beck sets up a short mic stand with an on-air light the size of a cupcake. Dr. Ortiz brings whitening strips and hugs. For a moment, it feels like community. Like a net I didn't know I had. Suddenly tight around me. Then Mia's phone buzzes. Her face drains. What? I ask. She turns the screen. It's a text from an unknown number, a photo of the outside of my studio, and then, another, my back window, another me inside, a tiny figure through the glass, reaching up to pin a hem. The text below, you left a stitch undone. We all look at each other. Kayla whispers, Nova, the office. My stomach drops, the safe. I sprint to the van, throw myself behind the wheel, and gun it back to Bishop Avenue. Every red light a dare. When I burst into the studio, the door is still locked. The windows are intact. The air smells like cotton and threat. I drop to my knees in front of the safe. The key turns. The door opens. The velvet-wrapped bundle that holds Hazel's grandmother's lace is gone. I stare into the empty safe like it's a wound that forgot how to heal. The velvet bundle is gone. Just the faint imprint of it on the shelf, a ghost-shaped dent in the dust. Hazel's grandmother's lace, her legacy, her heart, my evidence gone. Kayla's voice trembles behind me. Nova, tell me it's just at the gallery. I shake my head slowly. I checked it this morning before we left. Mia paces in tiny frantic circles, clutching her phone like it might reverse time. No one from Ivory Hour could have gotten in. I swear, I didn't tell them where you keep anything. The word anything hangs heavy. Security cameras, I blurt, lunging for the corner shelf. My cheap camera feed blinks to life on my laptop. 4 small windows. The first shows the front door, nothing since I locked it. The second, the side window, no movement. Then I open feed 3, the back hallway. The timestamp, 11:23 a.m., an hour ago. A figure in a dark hoodie, gloved hands, calm movements, like someone who's been here before. They walk straight to the safe. No fumbling, no hesitation. I zoom in. The camera's grainy, but I catch a glimpse, silver nails, glinting under the light. Kayla gasps. Is that Savannah? I whisper. No, too short. Savannah is taller, more poise, less slouch. The intruder looks up once before leaving. The hood falls back for half a second. A man, strong jawline, faded tattoo on his neck. I freeze. Evan, Hazel's fiancé. The room tilts. Kayla stares. What the hell would he be doing here? My brain races, flipping through every conversation, every time he smiled too tight, every look he gave when Hazel mentioned her dress. Mia whispers, Ivory Hour sent him. I pull out my phone and call Hazel. She answers on the second ring, cheerful, unaware. Hey, are we still good for rehearsal tonight? Hazel, I say carefully. Where's Evan? Pause. He went to grab lunch. Why? Mia just sent me something weird. I lie. Can you check your Find My app? She hesitates, but I hear her phone clicks. Then silence. Nova, she says finally, voice barely a whisper. He's at your studio. My chest feels like someone's laced it shut. Hazel, I say, trying to keep calm. Listen to me. Stay home. Don't call him. Don't tell anyone I called. Just trust me. She doesn't ask why. She knows me well enough to hear the fear. I hang up. Mia's shaking. If Evan took the lace, he's delivering it to her. Savannah wants to prove you copied her. She'll use the lace to fake evidence. Kayla slams a fist into the counter. We need to stop her before tomorrow. I exhale, slowly. Then, we need proof on our side. We watch the footage again. At the end, Evan steps into a white Lexus and drives off. The license plate barely visible, but Kayla catches 3 digits. I'll run it, Mia says, pulling out her phone. I still have access to Ivory Hour's valet vendor. They log plates for events. Within minutes, she's got it. That's him. Same car he took Hazel to brunch in last week. I grab my keys. We're going to Ivory Hour. Kayla's eyes widen. You can't. If you're seen near there, they'll call the cops and spin it as harassment. I'm not going inside, I say. I just need eyes on the delivery. We drive through Dallas dusk, the air thick with coming rain. Every traffic light feels like an interrogation. When we reach Uptown, Ivory Hour glows like a jewel box. Through the glass, I can see them setting up. Florists, PR people, champagne towers, a stage with a backdrop reading, "The Future of Bridal." And then Evan, walking out of the side door, carrying a white garment bag. My stomach turns. He hands it to Savannah herself, smiling like he's sealing a deal. Savannah unzips it halfway and looks inside, then smirks. She says something to her assistant, who immediately pulls out a phone and starts filming. Kayla grips my arm. They're documenting it. They're going to say you stole it from them. We duck back behind the car before they can see us. I whisper, Mia, do you have your phone? She nods. Start recording. Everything. Mia's hands shake, but she steadies the lens and captures it. Evan, handing over the bag, Savannah examining it, her assistant cheering like they just found buried treasure. Got it, she says. Then Savannah's voice cuts across the street, clear through the hum of cars. Tomorrow, we're going to ruin her before she ruins us. Kayla exhales. She just confessed on tape. It's not enough, I say. We need to catch the lace inside the bag. Otherwise, she'll claim it's their prototype. Mia glances at the side alley. Their back doors never locked during prep. Kayla stares at her. Are you insane? Probably, Mia says. But I can get in. I still have the staff pass. I look at her. If you get caught? She shakes her head. I owe you more than a clean conscience. She disappears into the shadows before I can stop her. Minutes feel like hours. Rain starts, soft and deliberate. Then, a buzz on my phone. A text from Mia. A blurry photo inside Ivory Hour's back room. The lace, unfolded on a white table. My initials stitched faintly on the corner of the lining. It's ours. I text back. Get out. Now. But before she can, the door bursts open. I see movement inside through the window. Savannah, flanked by two security guys. Mia's phone goes dark. Kayla, I whisper. She's caught. Kayla's eyes widen. We have to go in. No, that'll blow everything. I grip the steering wheel so hard, my nails dig crescents. We wait until morning. Caleb's hearing is at 7:30. We show this footage to the judge. I drive us back to Deep Ellum. Silent except for the storm. When we reach my studio, it's 2 a.m. The lights flicker as I upload Mia's video to a private drive. I add every clip, every screenshot, every timestamp. Then I start drafting an exhibit list for court. Caleb's words echo in my head. Truth only wins when it's organized. At 3:10 a.m., my phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Mia is safe. But if you show that video, we show ours. See you in court. Star, attached. A single image, me, in the reflection of Ivory Hour's window, holding my phone like a detective. Kayla peers over my shoulder. They're blackmailing you. I stare at the photo. They think fear still works. The next morning, courthouse parking lot. Caleb meets us with 2 coffees and a look that says don't freak out but also maybe freak out later. Inside, Savannah sits at the front row of the courtroom. Ivory suit pressed, hair sculpted, the picture of confidence. Evan sits beside her. Hazel's not there. When the judge calls my name, Savannah's lawyer stands. Your Honor, Miss Bright has engaged in a public defamation campaign. Caleb cuts him off. Your Honor, before any argument, we'd like to submit new evidence. He holds up a USB video recording. Dated last night. Shows opposing party accepting stolen property from my client's fiancé. Gasps ripple through the room. Savannah's lawyer turns pale. The judge narrows his eyes. Play it. The video fills the monitor. Evan handing over the bag, Savannah inspecting it. Her words, we're going to ruin her before she ruins us. Silence. Savannah's smile doesn't crack, but her hands twitch. The judge leans forward. This hearing is for a restraining order. Instead, I see grounds for a counterclaim. Miss Bright, you're free to continue your event. And Miss Vale, expect a subpoena, Caleb whispers. Checkmate. Savannah stands, still poised. This isn't over. I know, I say. See you at noon. Outside the courthouse, Kayla whoops, loud enough to scare pigeons. We won! Round one, I say. We still need the lace. As if on cue, Hazel calls. Nova, she says, voice shaking. You need to come here, now. Where are you? At home. Evan just came back, and he's burning something in the backyard. My blood goes ice cold. Hazel, get out of the house. She hesitates. It's the lace, isn't it? Go, I say. I'm on my way. I hang up and look at Kayla. Grab the camera. We're going to the Quinn house. She doesn't ask why. She just runs. The drive feels endless. When we arrive, smoke curls above the fence. Black against the Dallas Sunday hazels on the lawn, tears streaking her cheeks. Evan's by the fire pit, watching the fabric curl and melt. His face twisted into something I don't recognize. I step forward. Evan. He turns, startled. Nova. You don't understand. Don't! Hazel yells. She trusted you. He looks at her, guilt flickering. Hazel shakes her head, stepping back like he's contagious. I lunge forward, grab the poker, and push the half-burned velvet aside. There, half-scorched but visible, is a strip of lace still showing the tulip pattern. I lift it carefully, smoke stinging my eyes. Too bad, I say. Even ashes tell the truth. Evan's face crumples. Hazel walks past him, silent, into the house. Kayla films everything, proof. When I look up, my reflection in the fire pit glass is warped, wild-eyed, unrecognizable. I whisper to myself. They wanted a spectacle. Well, they're about to get one. Tomorrow isn't just a pop-up anymore. It's a reckoning. The morning of the pop-up feels like standing in the eye of a hurricane. Everything is still, but you can feel the spin around you. The gallery smells like new paint, jasmine candles, and nervous adrenaline. Lacey's already moved her sculptures into the hallway. My mannequins stand like sentinels in their place, 6 of them, glowing under soft spotlights. Each wears a tag. Original design. Created. Date. Divided by timestamp. The half-burned lace rests under glass, framed like a relic. Even singed, it's beautiful. The tulip pattern still blooms through the ash. Kayla triple-checks the projector. You sure you're ready for this? Not even slightly, I say, but we're doing it anyway. Hazel arrives first. She's wearing the unfinished sample we saved, the one that never made it to the final fitting. It still fits her perfectly. When she steps through the door, everyone stops. Her hair's in a soft bun, face bare except for determination. I told Evan to move out, she says quietly. You okay? I will be. She looks at the burned lace, then back at me. Let's end this. People start arriving, friends, influencers, past brides. Priya brings a camera crew. Beck sets up her mic by the entrance. By noon, the room buzzes. I climb onto the low stage we built from pallets and velvet. Hi, I begin, voice shaking more than I'd like. My name's Nova Bright, and this is Behind the Seams. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. Cameras rise like sunflowers. I take a breath. A few months ago, a boutique copied one of my designs. Not inspired by it. Not referenced it. Copied it. Stitch for stitch. On cue, Kayla hits play. The projector hums to life. Footage fills the wall sketches. Timestamps. Hazel's fittings. Me pinning lace. Then, side by side with them, Ivory Hour's Bloomfall gown. The room gasps in unison. Designers pour years into learning how to make something fit a human being, I say, voice firm now. We don't deserve to be stripped for parts. Mia's standing in the back, hood up, still keeping low. She gives me a small nod. Kayla switches, slides our receipts. Fabric invoices, pattern drafts, Caleb's legal watermark. Then comes the final clip. Evan handing Savannah the stolen lace. Silence. It plays twice before anyone breathes. When it ends, Beck steps up with her mic. And in a twist of poetic justice, the Dallas County Court lifted Ivory Hour's restraining order this morning. She grins into the camera. Guess they'll need new talking points. Laughter erupts, but I barely hear it. I'm watching Hazel. She's trembling not from fear, but release. Then someone whispers near the door. They're here. Savannah Vale enters, flanked by two assistants in pastel suits. Phones rise instantly. She smiles like she's walking onto a runway. Nova, she coos. What a beautiful turnout. I just came to support independent creativity. Every word drips honey and venom. Support? I say. You mean steal, the crowd murmurs. Savannah tilts her head, pitying. You're emotional. Understandable. But you really shouldn't defame others publicly. It's unbecoming. Kayla mutters under her breath. Unbecoming my ass. Savannah gestures to one of her assistants, who pulls out an envelope. We actually came to deliver this, our final statement. She steps closer, handing me the letter with a fake smile. Cease all public appearances using our trademark Bloomfall name. I grin. Sure thing. I turn to the crowd. Everyone, meet Bloomfall. Kayla flicks the lights to spotlight Hazel. Hazel steps onto the platform, standing tall in the original gown. The crowd gasps again, because it's clearly different. The details, the lace, the shape, all more intricate, alive. The real thing makes Ivory Hour's copy look like a cheap imitation from a department store. Hazel says softly, "This is my grandmother's lace. It's part of my family, my story. No one can mass-produce that." Cameras flash. Phones record. Savannah's mask cracks just a flicker, but enough for me to see the panic. "Nova," she says through clenched teeth, "you don't want to do this." "Oh, I do." Kayla switches to the last slide. A still frame of Savannah, taking the lace from Evan. Gasps ripple again. Savannah steps back. That's out of context. Play the audio, I say. Kayla hits it. Savannah's own voice fills the gallery. We're going to ruin her before she ruins us. The room erupts, shouts, flashes, murmurs. Savannah's assistants scramble to pull her out. But before she leaves, she turns and hisses. You'll regret this. I smile. Maybe. But you'll remember it. She storms out, heels clicking like gunshots. The moment she's gone, the room explodes in applause. Hazel hugs me, sobbing. Kayla jumps onto the stage and yells, "Dallas, make some noise for independent designers." The sound is thunder, but under the adrenaline, a quiet ache blooms in my chest. This isn't over. Savannah has money, lawyers, connections. The war just got public. When the event ends, the gallery's a mess of champagne, flutes, and empowerment. Reporters corner me. Nova, what's next? I glance at the burned lace under glass. I'm not sure yet, but I know this truth is a kind of couture. It fits everyone eventually. They love that line. I can almost see the headlines forming. As the crowd filters out, I finally breathe. The silence feels like fabric loosening on my shoulders. Then Mia slips in through the side door, pale and shaking. "Where were you?" I ask. She looks like she's seen a ghost. "Savannah's not done. She's moving the show online." "What do you mean?" "She's hosting a live stream right now, the real story behind Bloomfall. And she's showing something." Kayla pulls out her phone. "Let's see it." The stream pops up instantly, thousands watching. Savannah's in her boutique, hair perfect again, voice sweet as syrup. "Friends," she says, "we've been the victims of a smear campaign, and we have proof." A recording of Miss Bright admitting she used Ivory Hour sketches. My heart stops. She hits play. A voice mine comes through. "Yeah, I took the design. I just made it better." Kayla freezes. "That's not you. It's an edit," I whisper. "A deep fake." Savannah's smile widens on screen. "As you can see, confession on record. We'll be filing suit." Comments flood the stream. "Oh my god, she admitted it. Nova's fake. Cancel her." Mia's voice breaks. She's already got PR accounts reposting it. It's everywhere. My phone buzzes with notifications, hashtags twisting, fans turning. The air feels heavier than smoke. Kayla looks at me, eyes wide. Nova, what do we do? I take a slow, shaky breath, staring at the looping video of my face saying words I never said. Then I whisper, we find the original audio file, and we show the world who really edits the truth. Because, if Savannah wants a war on every platform, she just declared it. The next 24 hours unfold like a fever dream. By morning, I'm trending for all the wrong reasons. Number Nova fake. Number dress thief. Number Bloomfall gate. Every platform is flooded with that doctored clip. Me, on video. Admitting theft. My face. My voice, but not my truth. Kayla slams her laptop shut. It's a deepfake, Nova. We know it's fake. But the internet doesn't care about no. It cares about first. I stare at the screen. Savannah beat us to the narrative. Mia's pacing, hands shaking. She hired a digital PR firm in L.A. They're pushing the story with bots, paid comments, fake brides, you name it. My stomach knots. Then we go where she doesn't expect proof that can't be faked. Caleb joins our call, already in lawyer mode. We can file for a forensic takedown, but it'll take days. You need to flip the public first. Use transparency as your weapon. Full process. Open book. Livestream, I say. Kayla blinks. You're gonna fight a fake with a live feed? Exactly. She can edit clips. She can't edit now. That night, I set up in my studio the same place she violated. The same light that saw the lace disappear. I start the camera. The red recording dot glows like a heartbeat. Hi, I say to the lens. It's Nova Bright. Maybe you've seen the video of me confessing to stealing a design. I want to tell you the truth, and I'm doing it live, because lies hate witnesses. The chat explodes. Thousands pour in within minutes. I show my sketchbook timestamped files, paper drafts, raw footage from Hazel's fittings, all dated months before Ivory Hour's prototype. Then, side by side, I play Savannah's confession video and overlay it with my real voice. Mia zooms in on the mouth movements. Frame by frame. See that? I explain. AI audio overlay. The timing's off by milliseconds. They cloned my voice. The comments shift. Oh my god, she's right. The lighting's wrong on Savannah's clip. Deepfake confirmed. Kayla grins from behind the camera. It's working. Then I drop the bomb. I upload the original audio file Savannah used, because Mia, bless her guilt, found it on Ivory Hour's shared drive. It's a mix of clips from interviews I gave 2 years ago, chopped into a fake confession, I say, calm but firm. Savannah Vale didn't just steal my designs, she stole my voice. And then, for the final minute, I do what Savannah can't. I sew. On camera, I take the scorched lace, the piece Evan tried to burn, and stitch it into the hem of a new dress. The thread glows gold under the light. This is how you fix what others try to destroy, I say. Not with lawsuits, with work. When I end the stream, we've hit 1.3 million views. Within hours, the tide turns. Headlines flip. Designer Nova Bright proves deepfake fraud. Ivory Hour in legal crisis. Number stand with Nova trends worldwide. Savannah's live stream vanishes from every platform. Her boutique's reviews tank overnight. But just when I start to breathe, another message arrives. A burner account. A video attachment. I click it. It's surveillance footage from her boutique. Savannah pacing, furious, yelling into her phone. I don't care what it costs, she snarls. Destroy every file, every backup. I want her buried. The voice behind the camera, a whisper I recognize. Mia. She risked everything. Again. And the timestamp on the video? 5 minutes ago. Kayla looks at me. She's still inside Ivory Hour. I grab my keys. Then so are we. The city glows silver under rain as we pull up to Ivory Hour's back alley. No security lights, just the hum of power and a storm about to break. Kayla keeps watch from the car while I slip through the side door. Mia told us about weeks ago, the same one she used to warn me. Inside, The boutique's perfect calm feels haunted. Dresses hang like ghosts. Every pearl. A quiet apology. Then I hear voices. Savannah's, sharp as broken glass, and Mia's shaking, but defiant. I did what you asked, Mia says. I erased everything. But the drive's auto-sync. You can't delete the cloud. Savannah's tone drops. You think I won't find you, sweetheart? I step forward. She doesn't need to hide. You do. Savannah whirls around. Her perfect composure finally cracks. You have no right to be here. Neither did you when you broke into my studio, I shoot back. But you left fingerprints, Savannah. On my safe, on the lace, on the world's patience. Her assistant lifts a phone, recording. She's trespassing. Kayla's voice cuts from behind me. She's filming too. So are we. Guess it's fair. Savannah lunges forward, grabbing the glass case that holds a fresh copy of the stolen lace, hers. This is my property. I hold up my phone, showing the live stream icon blinking red. Say that again. To 200,000 viewers. Her face drains. The chat on my screen explodes. She's done. This is live. Savannah freezes, caught mid-lie. I lower my voice. You could have been a legend. Instead, you chose theft over talent. Mia steps beside me, trembling but strong. I'm done covering for you. She hands me a hard drive. Everything. Emails, contracts, fake invoices. Proof she hired the deepfake firm. Savannah hisses. You think you've won? You'll drown in the same attention that worships you. Maybe, I say. But I'll drown honest. The door bursts open, reporters, tipped off by Bex's post. Lights flash. Savannah's mask shatters completely. Police step in next, led by Caleb holding a court order. Miss Vale, you're under investigation for fraud, digital impersonation, and theft of intellectual property. Her voice falters. You can't, he cuts her off. We can. The cameras catch everything. Savannah Vale, the Queen of Ivory Hour, led out in handcuffs under the store's golden logo. Outside, the storm finally breaks. Rain pours down, washing Dallas clean. Mia sobs quietly beside me. I can't believe it's over. It's not, I say softly. It's just stitched closed. 3 weeks later, the gallery's quiet again. My new line called Ash and Bloom is sold out before launch. Every dress tells the story of something broken, remade. Hazel's wedding goes viral for the right reasons this time. She walks down the aisle in the repaired gown, tulip lace whispering in the wind. Kayla manages the orders. Mia works for me now, full-time, rebuilding her name too. Caleb says we'll settle the case soon, but honestly, the victory already happened. One night, I stand in my studio with the lights off, just the city glowing outside. The mannequin wears my newest piece, raw silk, gold thread, and one final detail. A small piece of Hazel's grandmother's lace, now perfectly mended into the hem. My mother calls. I saw your interview, baby. You looked strong. I smile. Strong's easier when you stop sewing for approval. She laughs softly. And now? Now, I say. I design armor that looks like dreams. I hang up and run my fingers across the lace, smooth and whole again. Because revenge isn't the fire that burns you back, it's the light that proves you survived. And this time, the name Nova Bright means exactly what I made it to mean. A star reborn.